Your Kansas City Chiefs put belt to ass, completely dominating the Detroit Lions 30-17 in front of the world on Sunday Night Football.
Thanks for joining All Chiefed Up. Do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe.
After the game, we asked you guys for your questions, comments, and concerns heading into Week 7, and you sounded off. But before we take a look at those, we'd like to kick off today's show with a little fun game we like to call Detroit Lions. More like Detroit Cryins. Am I right?
So the cope was heavy last night, and we're sure it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. So let's have some fun with it and take a look at some of the most dumbass Lions fans crying comments from last night. We'll kick this bad boy off with this comment here from Natalie Sparbeck. Before the comment, though, let's take a look at Natalie. She says, just your average wannabe Kay Adams. Detroit Lions content, news, and banter. Hashtag one pride. She says, I knew Arrowhead would be a tough go tonight. However, what I didn't know is that we'd witness a product that is blatantly and legitimately skewed, called in, and written to produce favoritism for the Kansas City Chiefs. Anyone who doesn't get it by now is in denial. Gross.
Speaking of being in denial, Natalie, a wannabe Kay Adams sounds more like Cray Cray Adams. Am I right? Detroit fans, you need to come over here and get your girl, have her make us a sandwich until she learns the rules of football.
Somebody call Butker and have him kick our ass out of here if he can actually hit said ass. Next up, we have Nolan Bianchi. More like Nolan Biachi, am I right? He says, why did Lions' nullified touchdown versus Chiefs take so long to overturn? And then he goes on to write a 27-thread tweet that only 14 people like because no one gives a shit, Nolan. You literally put the rules that proved why you're a slapnut. The call was exactly right.
Yeah, people are wondering why it took so long to overturn. They said it took up to 5 minutes. It actually took 9 seconds is what that took, Steve. So 9 seconds is the new 5 minutes. And here you go, Nolan. We fixed it for you. 30-21. Does that change anything? Next up, we have Josh Reynolds. He's a podcaster that likes the Eagles. Why is he talking about this game? I don't know. Why don't they review plays when they involve the Kansas City Chiefs? Incredibly sick of it, man. Not even trying to hide it at all. Right in front of our eyes. Lame. And speaking of lame, Josh, you host a podcast called That's Ball, Folks. Probably needs to be changed to We Don't Know Ball, Folks. Am I right?
Josh, buddy, your life sucks so bad in your bio you had to put hot dog on a stick, which is a corn dog, which is what whooped your ass in Super Bowl 57. You also proudly promoted that you have asthma. You might want to take a little puff of that inhaler and calm down a little bit there, Josh. Am I right? I mean, I know it sucks for you guys that your team got exposed in the last 2 weeks and you just found out that your quarterback is actually a running back in disguise. But on the bright side, well, hell, there is no bright side for you, but at least you still have Nick Sirianni's ugly ass on your sideline.
Disclaimer, if someone you know or love has asthma, we're not making fun of that. I actually had asthma as a child.
Up next, we have superstar sensation Brandon Perna. He says 0 penalties for KC, and we're in the 4th. LMAO. Guys, Brandon Perna has 804,000 subscribers on YouTube, and you wonder why most football fans have no effing clue what they're talking about?
Brandon Perna's King Slapnut, am I right? And speaking of slapnuts, Woodward Sports Network's full of them, and they go on to say Aiden Hutchinson was called for roughing the passer on Patrick Mahomes, the flop king. Rocky comes and chimes in and says, that's ridiculous. He got pushed into him. Damn, Rocky, your CTE's showing. Looks like that Russian really got you good in Rocky 4, huh?
Damn, Rocky, you're going to have to get some thicker lenses on them spectacles there, bub. Nerd alert. Look at this picture right here. Aiden Hutchinson's freaking 3 yards away from Patrick Mahomes when the ball's released. Your blind ass probably can't even see him. Well, that was a freaking blast, and it's almost time to get to your all's comments. But first, let's take a look at the top moments that made Brian Branch completely crash out last night, crying about getting picked on. Patty done you pretty damn dirty there, didn't he, bub?
Yeah, I have to believe the point was the most egregious thing I've ever seen.
And the best part about it, that football just spinning strong over there the whole time Patrick's talking trash.
And now let's move on to the second highlight. Juju absolutely laid his ass out. I'm pretty sure he's going to be picking dirt out of his teeth this morning when he wakes up.
Better keep your head on a swivel there, 3-2, before you get killed. Y'all get down in the comments and let us know which hit was better, when he knocked out Vontaze Burfict or when he laid out Brian Branchy last night.
Okay, enough fun at the expense of that loser. Let's get to what we've all been waiting for, Chiefs Kingdom. That's your questions, comments, and concerns. Let's go.
First up, we got Chiefs fan for life 15 says, bros, please give me your thoughts on Butker.
Yeah, Chiefs fan, it looks at first that this Harrison Butker thing would kind of blow over, but after last night, there's been a kicking mistake in every single game, so it can't be ignored any longer. He's actually 11 for 14 on extra points this year, which is the most misses in the NFL, and he's 10 for 13 on field goal attempts. That makes him 25th in the NFL. The Butker with the big balls and the ice cold blood in his veins is nowhere to be found right now, so we got to figure it out. Is it a hold problem with Matt Ariza? Is it something Butker's doing? Maybe his mechanics where he's trying to not go down to that knee and he's wanting to stay up a little more upright. I don't know what the problem is, but we're going to have to correct it here. We're going to have to do it very, very soon because the Chiefs need to keep chunking off win after win. We have no room for failure going forward.
But what happened on that extra point tonight?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, 6 straight weeks of a missed kick or a penalty like the Jaguars game. So obviously not good enough, not what you're looking for. The first kick, I think I just rushed myself. I think I just started too early, was too aggressive to that ball, and didn't really even give it a chance, deep plant, crunching, yanking it to the left. But thankfully the other ones were, how I know I can kick the ball, and I'll have to look at the tape, obviously, of all the kicks. But, one of these days we'll get a game where, no penalties, all made kicks, and I feel like I've been having good practices. You just got to put it together when it matters out there.
Going on to our next question, at Binus says, the offensive line is looking like they're working well together, especially in the run game. I'm still seeing a lot of this fan base saying to bench Jawaan Taylor for Jalen Moore. Taylor has been playing very well and no penalties lately, so not sure why people are still trying to run him out of town.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, Binus. It looks like Jawaan Taylor's gone 3 games straight now with 0 penalties, and he hasn't allowed a single sack all season long. The Chiefs do have their out at the end of this year of his contract, but he's kind of an anomaly. Not only is he 112th, which is dead last in penalties given up this season, but he's also first in sacks allowed.
At 19 EHF says, the offense will be fine in the long run. It's really just Butker and the defense that concerns me.
Well, we already touched on Butker. That is slightly concerning, but let's talk about the defense for a second. They have had some moments where we thought they could be a little bit better, but you have to keep in mind they're a young team, still trying to learn that defense and mold it all together. But think about it this way. They actually shut down the Baltimore Ravens, who were the 3rd-ranked offense in the entire league, so much that freaking Lamar Jackson quit mid-game. And then the Detroit Lions, who were scoring 35 points a game, they held them to 17 points. Spags made some pretty good adjustments there in the game. They started off a little rocky, but they kept chipping away at it and hunkered down and did what they had to do to win that game last night. So I think there's a lot of promise going forward for this defense.
Yeah, exactly what Steve said. The Chiefs defense held the Lions rushing game last night to 98 yards, which was a big, big improvement. And they held their entire offense to 297 yards and only give up half of their season average in points. So Spags done a very good job last night game planning these guys. And the guys actually follow the game plan to a T, cut out all the stupid penalties and stupid mistakes.
Then we got William DeBoer Jr. says, this team kills me. We lose to mediocre teams, then beat the best overall team in football by 2 scores. Could we stop doing the roller coaster seasons, please? Great game. Was nice to see the defense and offense play well in the same game.
Yeah, William, we've been saying this over and over again that this team is going to have ups and downs because of the Rashee Rice suspension, but we've also said that even if they take more L's than they did last year, which isn't going to be hard, they were 15-2 franchise record in wins, that this team was still going to be better than last year's team. I think last night we seen that. This team this year would have beat last year's team pretty soundly, probably the same we watched in the Detroit Lions game last night. So I think once they get the ball rolling forward and they just cut out these mistakes every week going forward, and you're seeing Jawaan Taylor do that, you're seeing other players do the same thing. Pacheco's making less mental mistakes each week. So you see some positive things going forward. The Chiefs just got to continue this role, keep getting better once Rashee Rice gets back, and they will get better. It's hard to believe the offense will get better, but they will. And the defense is going to keep developing. Steve even mentioned this before. It takes Spags' defense a few weeks to get it together. And so I believe by week 8, week 9, we'll see the defense rolling top notch, ready to roll, going into the playoffs. Next question, at Rhonda Rivera says, my only question was, why was Thornton not playing last night?
Yeah, so Thornton did play, but he only had 17 snaps, so he was only out there for about 27% of the plays. I think last night you saw Thornton take a back seat, probably because of the game plan, but also Jalen Royals only ended up with 1 snap. I would like to see him get involved in the offense a little bit. along with our rookie running back Brashard Smith, who only took 6 snaps, which I think is quite egregious myself. We have to get that guy rolling, especially in the pass game. Speaking of, Seeker of Glory says, any news on Jalen Royals?
Not so much. I guess he's still got knee tendonitis. He did play 1 snap last night, and Rashee Rice is coming back this week, so his snaps are going to be even more limited. We'll probably get to see him next year.
There's a lot of mouths to feed, and everybody got to eat.
Everybody got to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's great weather.
It's great weather.
And the last comment of the day goes to a real-life living Neanderthal, Joseph Velazquez. He says, how did you guys get less penalties at home today, but not last week? Never beating the allegations.
How did you guys get less penalties at home, but no last week?
Well, Joseph, it looks and sounds like you forgot to evolve like the rest of the NFL freaking community. Sometimes you have to admit the Chiefs can play clean football, and sometimes they might even get calls that are a little egregious, like last week in the Jacksonville game. So just calm yourself down there, early man. It'll be okay.
So we love reading all your guys' comments, so everybody get down there and let us know how you would answer these questions.
Thanks for subscribing and sharing this with a friend. We'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.